Ebola, Hantavirus, Nipah, these were supposed to be viruses of the past. But why are they suddenly making headlines again? Should we actually be worried? Every few years, these names return to the news and create concern around the world. People often think these viruses disappeared and then somehow came back stronger. But the truth is much more interesting and important. These viruses never truly disappeared. Most of them have always existed in nature. They were not erased from the planet and they did not suddenly reappear. They have been quietly circulating within wildlife populations for a very long time. What has changed is not necessarily the viruses themselves. What has changed is the world around us. Many dangerous viruses naturally live inside animals. Scientists call these animals reservoir hosts. Well, this means that the virus can survive inside these animals without causing major illness. For example, fruit bats are considered natural reservoirs for Nipah virus. Certain bat species have been linked with Ebola outbreaks, while rodents are commonly associated with Hantavirus infections. For thousands of years, these viruses remained mostly confined to wildlife populations with limited interaction with humans. There was a natural balance. Humans and wildlife had enough separation to reduce transmission risks, but that separation is becoming smaller. One of the biggest reasons behind this is deforestation and habitat destruction. Every year, millions of trees are cut down for agriculture, urban development, roads, industries, and expanding human settlements. When forests disappear, animals lose their homes. Think about it this way: if bats lose forests, they still need food and shelter. They begin moving closer to farms, villages, and cities. Rodents may enter houses and storage facilities looking for food. The closer wildlife moves toward human populations, the greater the chance of viral transmission. This creates something called a spillover event. A spillover event happens when a virus jumps from animals to humans. Sometimes this occurs through direct contact with infected animals. Sometimes it happens through contaminated food, body fluids, or another animal acting as an intermediate host. Scientists believe environmental disturbances significantly increase the likelihood of these spillover events. Another major reason is climate change. Climate change is not only about rising temperatures. It also changes rainfall patterns, humidity levels, flooding events, droughts, and seasonal cycles. These changes affect entire ecosystems. Animals respond by shifting their habitats and migration patterns. Rodent populations, for example, may rapidly increase under favorable environmental conditions. Larger rodent populations can increase opportunities for hantavirus exposure. Similarly, environmental changes may alter interactions between bats, other animals, and humans. Climate change itself does not create viruses, but it can create conditions that make viral spread easier. Another factor is globalization and rapid travel. Several decades ago, if an infection emerged in a remote village, it might have remained limited to that area. Today, the world is deeply connected. A person can travel across multiple cities or countries within a few hours. Imagine a virus emerging in one location. Before symptoms become obvious, infected individuals may already have traveled to multiple places. We saw this clearly during the COVID-19 pandemic. Diseases can now move much faster than before. There is also another reason why it feels like these viruses are suddenly returning. Our detection systems have improved dramatically. Modern medicine now uses genomic sequencing, advanced laboratory diagnostics, and global disease surveillance networks. Scientists can identify pathogens much earlier than they could decades ago. In some cases, infections that may have gone unnoticed in the past are now being detected and reported. So, should we be worried? The answer is yes, but not in a panic-driven way. Fear is not the solution. Awareness and preparedness are. The biggest lesson is that future health threats may not always come from completely new viruses. Sometimes old viruses that have existed silently in nature for years can become challenges when the balance between humans, animals, and the environment changes. Understanding these patterns helps researchers strengthen surveillance systems, improve preparedness, and potentially reduce future risks. Because sometimes the most dangerous threat is not a new virus, it is an old one that never actually left.